This is the Podcast of Owls, episode number 6 for the week of March 1st, 2018. Hello everyone and welcome to the Podcast of Owls, your one-stop podcast for Quest, lore, future updates, and much, much more. I am your host, Crondis, and today I am joined by Avernic.
Hello.
And we have a Walter in the chat. There is no Amascut today, he is busy. We are sorry.
He had better things to do.
Yeah, he likes to ditch out on recordings. Alright, so today we have up for you the Treasure Trails update. Just before a quick plug, there's not going to be much in way of news this week. We had a 2-hour podcast go up yesterday about the 2018 content survey. And that's really been most of what the news has been this week, so that's just I'm gonna put that down below and you can go listen to that if you want to. I definitely recommend you do, it's a pretty good podcast. So, yeah, I think we're just gonna jump straight into the topic today since there's no other news to talk about.
Yeah, since the main news is the topic.
Yep. Alright, well let's go over.
Alright, so this week we got all the Clue Scroll stuffs.
Yep, everything was Clue Scroll related.
It's been a long time coming, a lot came with it, including master clues, tons of quality of life stuff to old clues and the general systems around it, new rewards, new puzzles, a new shop, achievements to go with it. Basically everything you could imagine.
And some really weird puzzle boxes. Pictures.
Which I love. Oh wait, the pictures, no, I was going to say the new puzzles. The pictures are good too, but...
Pictures are good, some of them are just really weird.
But I'd say overall this is the most content we've gotten at once this year, and thank the Gothics for it, because we needed it.
Yeah, it's been a rather dry year for the first 2 months, so we definitely needed an update like this.
And it was a little dry end of last year as well.
Yeah.
Since, like, June.
So dry second half of the year.
Right, so this has been the oasis in the middle of a desert where you could find menopause. So I've definitely given a lot of these a go. I've done a good couple of master clues at this point, even with how rare they are to get.
Well,
and I give my
they're rather common-ish for my leads, aren't they?
I think I've been getting lucky because I've heard worse rates, but I've been getting like 1 every 3 elites I've done.
That's not bad.
So it does take a couple hours to get the elites and do them and stuff, but I've done 7 so far, and this is day 3, the update.
Yeah.
Granted, this has been probably the most I've played all year, so I've been playing a decent amount to get these.
So as a general thought, how do you like the master clues?
I really like every part about them. So starting from like even the anagrams, they're solvable now. Like you can figure them out. They have the jumbled up word is relevant, plus they have a little hint before it that's relevant. So I've actually been able to solve most of these.
Before it was always, yep, I'm pulling up the wiki.
Who was that custodian in Narda again? Like I don't even know some of those. Some of these NPCs have been a little obscure. I think the worst was, not worst, but like the most hidden was Soothsayer Sybil, which is the person sitting in front of Telos.
Wow,
it took me a little bit to figure
obscure.
it out. I know, right? And there's some interesting ones too, like Philip Carnelian. You have to chase him around to wherever he is in the world for you, because he moves every 50 quest points or so.
That's an interesting one. I wouldn't have even thought of that. Yeah, he does move, doesn't he?
Yeah, so like for me and Walter, he's been in Piscatoris, but if you haven't even done the quest, he's just at his house.
Yeah.
So the anagrams have been great. What else? The emotes are interesting. They brought emotes back because they're not usually the favorites, but they use some interesting items, and they theme the items for the most part to where the area is that you do it. So like if you're doing one in the Edgeville Monastery, it's the Sithreed Cathara, the Holy Cathara,
Yeah.
plus a Ring of Devotion, plus a Ceradone's Murmur.
Yeah, I've noticed they've been putting in some more of like expensive end items like murmurs
That
and
too, and untradables.
yeah.
So that's been very cool. I did have to do the Fire Cave on day one because I got the Fire Cave clue a couple times.
Oh,
Um,
and the kiln cape
and
isn't gonna work.
no, yeah, I have two Kiln Capes and the Enhanced Fire Cape, so I definitely didn't have my Fire Cape still. And I didn't prepare, sadly. But did that. So the emote clue has been okay, but hidey holes have helped that as well
Yeah.
a ton. Probably talk about that more in the quality of life stuff. But masters also have a bunch of scan clues just in newer areas like Prith or the islands that once were turtles. Um,
Yeah, but you were really happy about the arc scans, huh?
there's an islands that once were turtles scans, but there's only one compass clue in masters, and it is just the arc.
No,
There are
you can
no
get
other
a
compass
you
clues.
can get a compass or yeah, compass on Cyclosis, right?
It can end up there, but it's over all of the islands.
Oh, I see, I see.
So you could like start in Waiko and have it point off to Amanishi or something.
I see.
But you could end up like on Cyclosis, which you need to unlock, or any of the Turtle Islands, which you need 90 divination for, or Gashima, which the malignant entity could mess you up if you're walking around there. So there's reasons to do that content and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, so I think all the clue types have been great, and the puzzle boxes have been amazing. Like,
Yeah,
oh my
I
lord,
really enjoy the tower puzzle.
the tower puzzle is my favorite by far.
Yeah.
I like the difficulty. I finally figured out how my initial day one strategy for the lockbox puzzles was if I went from top to bottom trying to make them all one combat style, and I got to the bottom and it was really funky at the bottom row, I would just spam click it randomly and try to reset it in a way and then try again until it worked. But I've
Mm,
gotten to the point where I've figured out a strategy that I can do it without spam clicking and just keep iterating through it until I've gotten rid of those stragglers at the bottom.
that's good.
So those have gotten more efficient for me. I think that's all the clue types of stuff for masters.
Yeah, lockboxes have never been my particular favorite. I don't really like them with two variables, so with three, that's like, okay. But it's a perfectly doable puzzle, so.
Yeah, it's interesting that they used cabbage mancers along with bandosians and armadillions for the ambushers. I thought
Yeah,
the cabbage one was the funny one. Um,
just to
but no,
play
master
on the
clues
old,
all around.
Gothic Ceradome and Zamrak warriors that would
Yeah,
just
yeah,
pop
yeah,
up.
yeah.
So, that's funny.
And the loot's been cool. Like I'm not one for the rewards really. I've gotten a couple things worth like 6 mil each or whatnot with probably with initial hype prices, but
Yeah.
they're coolish rewards.
So, have a couple of rewards pulled up so we can go through them one by one.
Sure,
So,
there's definitely the one I want to talk about at the
yeah,
end.
I think I'll save that one for last.
Yeah,
Alright, so starting off, we have Ice Die. Oh, God, can we stop with the
I
dies?
they're a technical nightmare to implement. I mean,
Yeah,
I appreciate
I mean,
that they're
I like
finishing the
what Ice
set.
Dies do for like T90s and stuff, but at the same time, it's like it's taking up so much time to make these.
Yeah, they take up so much modeling time for each one and each augmented variant.
Yeah. I hate what they're doing to developers' time is really just what it is. If they could be implemented better, I think I'd have less of a problem with them.
Mm.
Alright, so next we have
Yeah.
the Second Age Ceradoman armor.
I'm glad it's Saradomin and not the Zarosian.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some people complaining about it, but it's mostly people who don't really know anything about lore and Second Age. I think my
Yeah,
main problem is that it uses those god-awful flat textures, and so it makes you look like you're wearing a piece of paper.
yeah.
Like, stop using them, they're ugly.
Mm. What you gonna do?
Yeah, I know. Alright,
If something's.
The Robin Hood outfit's next. Basically
I think
just,
this one looks really good. I've seen it fully on Robin in Port Fastomize, and
yeah, it's basically just finishing out the old Robin hat hood
and there's the
stuff.
added perk that could be upgraded to tier 82 undegradable. So
Really? I didn't even know
cool.
that.
Yeah, if you look at the golden thread reward, it can be used on any one of the Robin Hood pieces to make it tier 82.
Interesting.
Along with there's the elemental impetus can be used on any mystic staff to make it tier 82 non-degradable.
Hmm.
So you can make it like a I think it's like overpowered lava staff or overpowered mud staff or something like that.
Interesting.
I think
Alright, so
so.
next we have the tuxedo. That's basically just straight cosmetic, I think.
Yeah, it is. It looks okay.
Yeah,
I
it looks
mean,
fine.
it's just like
Same with the evening dress and pajamas.
same comments. I got the pajama top for one of my rewards.
Yeah.
Looks okay.
New dragon masks. I assume
I'm
it's...
happy that I didn't know these were a thing until I started seeing people talk about them. They're the gemstone dragons.
Oh, are they gemstone? Okay. I was thinking
Yeah,
maybe they had gone up with the metal dragon ones.
they're dragonstone, onyx, and hydrix,
Nice.
which I think is nice that they're integrating that more.
Yeah. And then, so the last reward that I think we want to talk about is the Orlando Smith hat.
Yes, the hero item, which I think we
Yes.
briefly mentioned.
Yeah, we
in
briefly mentioned it in
the
the...
poll thing because it was news then. It was like
Yeah, it's
breaking
because
news.
someone had just found it for the first time. Like, as we
Right.
were finishing up recording, so...
So I don't know if they ever figured out how they found it, or I don't think we know what the requirements are still.
Well, I know that it is not by just wearing Luck of the Dwarves. So,
No,
yeah,
yeah.
someone ended up getting the 400k drop instead of the hat because they didn't have the right combination or whatever, but they were wearing Luck of the
Oh,
Dwarves, so we know that it's not just that.
I think it's the Globetrotter outfit. I just
That
think that
would be my first guess.
it makes the most sense. It integrates the update into the acquiring it,
Yeah,
but I don't know for sure. So,
yeah,
but I like that they're continuing this hero item thing. Finally, it's been a year.
yeah.
I think
Do we
I
know
like
what?
they.
Do we know what the effect of it is?
Yep. So when you open a casket for a clue, you have a chance to get a additional casket of the tier below it as well. So if
Oh,
you open a
okay.
master,
Yeah,
you
no,
could
no,
also
I
get
did know
elite,
that. I forgot about that.
and that could actually cascade down. You could open the elite loot you get master loot medium loot from it, or hard loot. I don't know
Yeah.
orders.
So if you get a master casket, you have a chance of getting an elite then, by that logic.
Yes. Yeah, and it keeps going
That's
down.
like a double die chance. That's stupid.
But it has to proc.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
this hat will be ridiculously expensive, like Hazelmere's.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But I like it's a thing. I like the adventure they chose.
Yeah, I
Nice.
mean, Orlando Smith.
It,
You can't go wrong
I didn't
there.
expect it.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
to be fair, did we expect Hazelmere would have the luck ring? I don't see much of a correlation.
he's one of those fan favorite characters.
Yeah, but I mean,
Thing.
you know.
Orlando's not. I'm
Come on,
curious.
he's an Indiana Jones reference, man. Gotta
So is
gotta take that up.
Asgardia Smith, and
It's Asgardia. His last name's not Smith, is it?
that was Smith.
That's gonna bug me now. Hold on.
And now we're looking this up, aren't we?
Oh, we're definitely looking this no, you're right, it is Asgardia Smith. So they use the same last name.
Yep.
Alright. I
I'm
think that was it for rewards, though.
No, yeah, I'm curious with these hero items. They said when they were talking about them that they're not always going to be like just like this super. Well, they said they're going to be rare, but they're not always going to be like these. I feel like this is more like a drop, like Hazelmere's is. I want to see those other methods they were talking about, like the mini quest method and the
Yeah.
other stuff. But I'm glad there's a second one now, and I want to see more of them.
Yeah,
Hopefully, there's one with deep sea fishing or something.
That's not the Lady Traherne one, is it?
No, Lady Traherne was the mining smithing or the scaling offhand one. It was scaling offhand game.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
But wouldn't it be cool if you were fishing and you found like Quinn's headdress or something? I don't know.
You choose Quinn instead of Hubbub?
Hubbub's not dead. I was picking dead people.
I mean, do they have to be dead people?
They don't have to be dead.
Lady
But
Traherne's not dead.
I like thinking of them as dead.
She's not dead.
It's true.
Orlando Smith isn't dead.
Yes, he is.
Wait, am I getting them confused? Is he the one from the World Wakes or Desert Treasure?
Yeah.
Okay.
World Wakes.
I was thinking Asgardia was the one for World Wakes.
Yeah, the obvious way you get his hat is you just go to his corpse and pick it up.
Okay, yeah, got it.
But
Okay, yeah, I think that's done with rewards there.
yeah,
So,
I mean, the rewards,
so
they're
next up
not
we
like
have
the most important thing.
achievements. You are the achievement whore. Would you like to go through this?
There were many achievements. Granted, I got most of them just by playing the update, like naturally. Like there's one for
You
getting
mean
an
like
elite.
achievements should be?
Well, yeah, but some of them are like so the ones you get like are kill the skeletal whore and get a clue, go to your aquarium and get a clue. Uh, there's one for each type of puzzle. So first time you finish a Celtic knot or a tower puzzle or a lockbox or any of that. There's ones for like cumulative have done X clues, which I don't know how high that goes up. I think I'm on like the fifth one at 50 clues.
Yeah.
There's one for filling one hidey hole, one for filling them all, and then I think there's one for owning the entire clue outfit. So I'm just missing right now the clue outfit one and filling all the hidey holes and do X clues however many times it happens.
Yeah.
They're not very hard, but they exist. I'm glad they're filling out sections of the achievements thing. This is the first subcategory under mini games, and I think so they're starting to put in subcategories with different things, which is great.
It's funny that they consider this a mini game, but
Oh yeah, Treasure Trail has always been under mini games.
I always considered it a D&D, but
So I think they put D&D achievements in the mini game thing as well.
I gotcha.
Um, they actually put Brimhaven Agility course in there, which is kind of funny.
That I think is technically considered a mini game.
Probably.
If you want to get technical about it.
Probably. Yeah.
Alright, so quality of life updates.
So many of them.
There's a lot. The entire
Like,
patch
there's-
notes was just nothing but
Oh yeah. So first big one, hidey holes. Like hold my Sarah Doman. I want to keep picking different gods. Sarah Doman. So there's hidey holes for easy through hard and then masters, and they're so useful. And they're not obviously out of place like in old school. They're like normal items that they didn't change the model. They just said this model is now a hidey hole, and when you use it, it puts a little stamp on it, the
yeah.
new blue scroll stamp,
Yeah.
and they're amazing, and I love them, and I'll never buy a rune helm again to go to Shiloh or whatever. I'll just have one there. So whenever I used to do clues, I'd buy the item and somehow lose it.
See, I'd always end up like buying the item and trying to sell it back, and usually it was some like bullshit iron plate legs or something, so you could never sell it back, so I ended up like alching it or something.
Fair enough. But yeah, these are great, and if you have the full outfit, you don't even have to remove the items from the hidey hole. You just do the emote and it counts.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, that's the big perk for owning the full outfit, in my opinion.
Yeah, so next we have meerkats to increase your scan range.
That's
amazing.
amazing because people are using them.
Yeah, I know. It's the
worth
first time
something now.
anyone has ever used a meerkat.
I mean, and because they're using them for that, they're also using them for their scroll ability as well.
Yeah.
So the use is definitely being used, which is great. I've used it a couple times. It's one of the achievements, but not all the time. I'm not too efficient. I don't pride myself in efficiency.
Yeah.
What else for quality? There's the stackable clues.
Yep, stackable clues and stackable caskets.
Which is great for collecting them, so you don't have to interrupt what you're doing.
Yeah.
To do a clue.
Although I don't know why you would want to stack caskets, but
that's mostly a streaming thing, I think.
I guess.
A bunch at a time.
Yeah.
Which is a fine thing to do for streaming, because it took probably like no effort to do.
Yep. So they have increased the amount of clues you can get in a tier up to 25 from.
Yep, that's part of the stacking thing.
Yeah, what was it before? Was it like 3?
1? No, it was 1.
Was it 1?
I thought it was 1.
I feel like you
or haven't had to clues in a while.
Yeah, I don't know. Yuri finally is not wearing just the ham outfit anymore.
Yep, he's got a nice little model. So does the double agent.
Yep.
I'm trying to think of other things. There's definitely been a lot here. There's been
we have
the new pictures.
Yeah, new pictures. For the
sliders.
Mm-hmm.
The old ones are still there, but I've gotten one of the old ones once. It's been very uncommon.
I think it's just they're probably outnumbered at this point, huh?
Oh, by far. They've added so many of them.
Yeah.
Which is worth mentioning that one of them is kind of out of place. The Tuska General and Saren General fighting.
Yeah, for
Uh,
people who don't know what that's from, it was the original pitch of God of War's Dungeon 2, and it kind of got scrapped.
it's not a thing. It's
Yeah,
not Book on Force Dungeon
it,
2. So
it's
it's
it's just
concept art they
weird.
had, but it's not like something that's applicable to the game. Like all the other ones are just like here's Grigorovich or Helweir or
Yeah.
Living Wyvern or something, and this one's just not a thing in the game, and it never will be.
Now I
Or
won't have to uh, do puzzle boxes like that and have to constantly see a horrible, unupdated version of Gardor every single time.
not every single time, but maybe rarely. I think I got the unupdated troll as the one I've seen.
Yep. All right. So they added a new hub for all the clue scrolls, just off of the
Yes,
GE.
I do not like the place it is.
Yeah, it's kind of out of the way.
It's not. No, it's not. It's the opposite of decluttering the game world. It is cluttering the game world.
Yeah.
Um, it's in a really congested place right across the street from Solomon's store, right north of the Cook's
We can
Guild, right
get rid
south
of
of the.
that and make the problem go away.
We can get rid of Solomon's as well, but I think
Yeah.
that I saw. Not that I agree with this like as the best option, but a lot of people said move it inside the Grand Exchange. Now the argument against that was that they want to put holiday events in the Grand Exchange, but they only used half of it last year, and that's the only time they've
Was that
used it.
really the argument they used?
Yes.
Uh,
Put it
okay.
in a southern corner. That's the
Okay.
argument. But the other argument you can make is don't put it anywhere near there because it's a cluttered area. I think they could definitely put it somewhere else, and
Yeah, that seems really odd.
like they could put it inside a building. Even I think that'd be better. Like take some unused building in Varrock and put it in there. Would probably solve every single issue.
Yeah.
Um,
They added a high scores for clues,
yes, and the
categorized by
highest
tier,
score for masters at this point is 64, which
which
is a whole
at the
ton of
time
points.
of this recording we are 2 days into an update. That is
Yeah,
that's a lot,
they must have had all the elites saved up with Triskelion keys.
probably. All right. And then we have a collection log.
Collection log's cool. It's been tracking for a while. I'm filling it very quickly with the clues I've been doing. Like I've been getting uniques every other clue or every clue. It's been more common I get uniques than not.
Yeah.
Um, but it's cool that you can track it. I don't feel bad about anyone that has like a loot tab doesn't feel bad about selling it because it's tracked what you had at this point. It's pretty cool. So I have to say and then also there's the clue shop, which is cool stuff in it too. Like all the outfit pieces are very interesting, and I think the pet that they put in was cute.
Yep.
My childhood. um, I think at a Blue's Clues birthday party, I was 4 years old. So yeah, it brings back some memories. Good memories.
All right. Sealed clue scrolls can now be obtained from fishing, mining, woodcutting, and
Yes,
divination.
they put them on gathering skills.
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that.
I'm not sure how common it is. I have not tried this. I've only been pickpocketing for since
I
Monday.
assume they are rare enough that you're not going to constantly get them.
I think they're rare. They're probably gonna have to be rare in combat.
Yeah.
But also, if you have the what's the name of the perk? It's the Prosper perk. For invention that gives you a chance at getting clue scrolls. It stacks with the new chance they made.
Yeah.
So it's if you're fishing, you have the Prosper chance plus the now base chance that they've put on to get
Yeah.
a clue
And
scroll.
then the tier of the clue scroll that you receive is based on the tier
No,
that
it's
you're
not.
doing.
Oh,
Yes.
no.
It's based on the tier of the activity that you're doing. Yes.
For the scaling, it is yes. For the
Yeah.
Prosper perk, it's actually just random.
Well, no. I meant for the type
Yeah,
of
the scaling, yes.
yeah. And then with elites to appear at level 60. And then you have a 1% chance for it to end up being a master.
Yes,
So,
masters are
so
you're not meant to be got really not through other clues.
yeah, so don't count on getting a master, basically, is what that's saying.
Yeah.
Players will be eligible for one free sealed clue on login. That's nice.
Yeah.
Gets people to do the content. It's really what it
And
is.
it's a permanent thing. So if you made a new account, you can go get a free clue because it's an achievement to claim it.
Yeah.
And if you're a premier member of Master Clue, um, free
Yeah,
Master
so
Clue.
they updated the drops. So they're dropped now as sealed clue scrolls. Is there any reason for that?
Yeah. Because you can have the stack of like 25 of them, but you can only open one at a time, one active at a time.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
You have to differentiate between the active and the not active.
I see. They change from when you've technically completed the clue scroll. So now you get it when you get the casket instead of when it's opened. So this
Yes,
is
this is
basically
because
so how you can stack the caskets.
right. This is because when you complete a clue scroll, you get points for the shop, and you don't have to open the casket to get the points.
Yep. And then finally, we have a new set of options has been added to gameplay settings under the heading, the minigame settings. Options allow players to individually toggle whether they receive clue scrolls from dropped monsters or not. And then
Yep.
this is apparently completely bypassed by Aquarium, Skeletal Horde, Triskelion Keys, or Prosper perk.
Right.
So,
Those just give it to you because you're by doing that content, you're kind of opting into it no matter what.
yeah, so that's pretty all self-explanatory.
And you also don't have to adjust your loot beam value to account for clues anymore because the loot beams are toggleable for them on or off on their own.
Yeah. And then I think the last thing we wanted to talk about was the bug that happened.
Yeah, the bug where people were able to open a casket as many times as they wanted.
Yeah, this was causing some issues. Apparently, some dies had been put into the game illegitimately. So,
Yeah,
people got the ban hammer put on them.
good riddance.
Yeah, it's kind of an unfortunate situation, but, you know.
To be fair, this is like the only bug that existed with the update. It was probably a very niche case of how they exploited it.
No, actually,
Oh, there's
I forgot to mention earlier, there is a bug that's going around right now that, because the tower clues
mhm.
can have the possibility of having like multiple
Oh yeah,
options.
'cause they're not like single
There's
solution proof.
yeah, you can put in a solution that technically is correct, but it doesn't accept it for some reason.
Yeah,
So I think they're looking into that.
they got to make it so it's not like checking for specific numbers. They have to check the conditions
Yeah,
of it
it's
being
probably
correct.
just a issue with like it recognizes a certain amount of you know, solutions
It's got to
per
have a pre-programmed
box.
solution in there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It just has missed a solution, and you ended up finding it.
Yeah, it's definitely been a bug. And Walter mentions we forgot the best reward of them all:
Oh,
the ring of trees.
oh,
That
yeah,
was the best thing I've ever seen.
yeah.
I want I want one.
It's a pretty funny troll reward.
Um, but yeah, that's most of
Yeah, that's most of
the
this
update, I
update.
suppose.
Did you have any last thoughts on it?
Um, Not really. I think it's been pretty great. I'm so happy we have content to do.
Yeah,
I've
I
been
mean, I think
playing
overall
the
it's been
hell
a
out of
really
this
good
update.
update. So,
Most I've played the game all year. Not
all
lying. These past
right.
3 days.
Well then, let's get on with the rest of the show. Okay, so your segment, hit it up.
So the update of the year is still not Stalkers. It's clues. It's hella
Wait,
clues.
wait, are you telling me Stalkers finally got beat?
It is February 26th when the update came out, and clues are the best update. Stalkers are no longer. They almost made it 2 months.
Yeah, that's
I can't
actually
believe it.
horrid to think about. But
I
yes, we
have.
have a new update of the year. It is
I
Clue
don't,
Scrolls.
I don't think I touched Stalkers past the day they got released for a task.
Yeah,
But Clue Scrolls definitely deserve it. It's been a great update, and I can't wait for more updates of substance like it.
yeah, I completely agree. Did you want to talk a little bit about the Mods 2's canceled content thing as a little addendum for yesterday's podcast?
As an addendum, well, yeah, something I was thinking about today was the Death of Chivalry 2 being on the poll,
Hmm.
and it's pitched as Sir Owen and the Centaurs. And we were told, like I think it's 2 months ago, 3 months ago, something like that, that right after Death of Chivalry came out, there was some outcry that Saradomin got all this free to play spotlight, and Zamorak didn't. And so an idea came out that they'd make a Zamorak sequel to Death of Chivalry to show off that god, because it was the beginning of 6H. And so Matsu ended up going into a design of what a Kintra sequel-ish thing Death of Chivalry would have been, and that would have been Death of Chivalry 2 then. And I thought that was very interesting that the direction of the quest changed so much between then and now. Because now it's just on the Centaurs and Sir Owen. Zamorak kind of got his light in Dishonor Among Thieves.
I mean, to be fair, they did open the story about the centaurs in the first quest.
They did, but there's also different ways you could go with Death of Chivalry 2. You could go with the Centaurs, you can go with Sir Owen's corruption, you can go with... I mean, Kintra is probably the most tangential of them all. I mean, I see why they wanted to tie it in. But you could also go with stuff like just Saradomin's arc or whatever. But I think it's interesting that that's changed. I really liked the concept that they had for the Kintra style quests. I think they had a name for it at one point too.
Well, it had to do with the Dark Knight's Fortress, right?
Yes, it had to do with the aftermath of Captain Dulcin being dead.
Yeah.
And instituting a replacement for him, and through it, partaking in the ideology of strength through chaos, not like evil, evil, evil. But I just thought it was he shared with us the actual entire design document for it, which I'm trying to pull up now if I can find it. I'm not sure when it came out. I'm just scrolling through.
That was a couple months ago that he shared that with us, so
I'm at the beginning of January currently.
Yeah.
Pause, video cut, something. Insert here. You're not gonna cut shit.
No, I'm not gonna cut. We will continue to talk.
Meanwhile, I'm just scrolling through Twitter as fast as I can, trying to find a link to paste spin.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that it's interesting that the way that they've changed DOC2, but at the same time, I think it had that leeway to go both ways.
Right, it's called Fortress of Chaos.
Fortress of Chaos, that's what it was.
It would have been a sequel to Death of Chivalry that would have been required for any other quest in the Death of Chivalry line, so it would have been technically Death of Chivalry 2. And it would have been you impersonating Captain Dulcin and helping Lord Decarius, who knows your identity, use your disguise to set up a election for new candidates. And you could then help the candidate of your choice go through some trials to become the new ruler of the Black Knight Fortress. And all these trials had different quirks to them where it's not as straightforward as you think. Like one of them was trial by combat, and you had to train your candidate to fight in an arena. And you could give them a various amount of weapons, and one of them was a big long sword or this tiny dingy short sword thing. And if you gave them the long sword, they'd have an easy beginning of the fight, but then they'd rely on it too much and end up losing the sword and failing in a fist-to-fist combat. But if they had to struggle with the short sword, then they'd end up persevering through having to tackle this obstacle, which is kind of like the Zamorakian ideology. So it was showing that stuff off in this quest that happened. And what else did it do? It gave you free access to the Black Knight's Fortress. It made it so that White Knight and Black Knight ranks. There was a Black Knight rank in addition to White Knight rank, and killing people on your side didn't decrease your rank, so you could do either one or do both of them. And there was so much here that he shared with us. I think I'm going to make Crondis link this in the description if anyone's interested.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Because it's a good read. And then recently we also were talking about it with Matsu, and he expressed interest in making it in a tale form, which I think would be absolutely amazing. To get, because since Death of Chivalry 2 doesn't do so well on polls, any content we could get would be great.
It's because they keep polling it against stupid Popular Quest 2.
That's true. That's so true. If Desert Treasure 2 wasn't on there, I could imagine this doing much well. I mean, it's doing decent, I'd say.
It's doing okay. I mean, it's not the worst thing on there.
But I wish it was doing better.
And
this little tie over would be great, whether it was a tale form or a small battle quest form.
Yeah, I
think they make
think
it.
the problem is just like it kind of lost its need when we got more Zamorak focused quests.
Yes.
So I think that would probably
Is
be
there?
why
Yeah.
it got pushed to the back burner. But
I mean, it's
I
still kind
still
of a
would
need for
love to see it.
free to play Zamrak stuff.
Yeah, I still would love to see it though.
Indeed. So that was my little tangent that I was thinking about today.
Yeah.
It just came up, and I asked Crondis if I could talk about it, and he said no. But then you brought it up now, and I got to talk about it.
Didn't ever say no, okay?
You definitely said something along the lines of nah.
I did no such thing.
Uh,
Alright, well, did you
anyways,
have anything else you wanted to talk about?
um, I'm very excited for the March BTS coming in 2 days.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that is
I
coming up.
hope to see deep sea fishing. Well, I expect to see deep sea fishing, and I hope to see Pieces of Hate.
Piece of Hate better be on there.
Mm.
Alright, guys, well, that has been the podcast. It is rather short this week, I know, it's only about 35 minutes. But we did have our 2-hour podcast yesterday, if you would like to go listen to that. Like I said, it was on the 2018 content survey, so do give that a listen. It's a pretty good listen. So, this has been the Podcast of Owls. I've been Crondis, and that's Avernic. And off in the distance, still Walter. You'll never hear him, we promise. He won't
His
bother
dreams
you.
don't reach from Pluto.
Alright guys, well, see you next time.
Bye.